I can imagine that if you have a business and you're seriously considering growing your business, you're likely going to be interested in what I've been talking about, which is where are the obstacles, where are the weaknesses that would likely be exposed when you try to grow the business, right? Because efficiencies may be manageable and okay at a small level, but by the time you start to stretch the business, those inefficiencies can actually lead to trouble if you're not paying attention on the right things. So the principal way I want to share in this course to identify bottlenecks when you're trying to grow a business is something called a business workflow mapping. A business workflow mapping is about looking critically at how things are done in your business. Now, most of the bottlenecks you face in your business will likely be activity based on work that happens in your business. Yes, there are some bottlenecks that will be resource based, like not having enough staff, or not having enough equipment, or not having enough space, or not having enough money to grow the business. Those are resource problems. But activity problems are rife when you are trying to grow a business. Why? As you grow a business, the business becomes more complex. And the more complex a business becomes, the more likely it is that errors will happen, things will fall through the cracks, productivity will drop, waste will increase, right? So those are the things you need to pay attention to. So when it comes to business workflow mapping, I've put it in a very easy format for you to understand. This does not require that you build flow charts and the rest of them, right? So for business workflows, it's going to help you understand how work moves in your business. Many times when you have a business that is still a small business, how work is done is locked in your head as the owner of the business. And it makes sense. You started the business alone. You were doing everything by yourself. You understand how things work in your business. And as people join your business, they tap from your vault of knowledge, right? But there's an extent to that, because as you grow the business, you need to then, if people don't know how work is done, everything will still rely on you. And you people who cannot work at their top capacity because they don't have enough information. They don't have enough knowledge about the business to do anything. So by mapping the business workflow, we will understand how work flows in your business. The second is you understand where work starts and work ends, who does what, when and how. You understand who is responsible for specific tasks. You understand how long work is supposed to take, so that you can start fishing out those areas of your business that are responsible for delays. You're also going to, by going through this exercise, you will also be able to expose parts of your business, parts of work in your business where there are delays, where rework often happens. Rework is what happens when work is done the first time but it's not done well. So you have to rework, do that work again. It's usually a sign of inefficiency when you have to redo work. And then you're also looking at places where waiting on somebody to maybe sign off on something, or where manual steps are, where there are manual activities that have to be done. So the format is very simple. I want you either on your phone, your laptop, or a sheet of paper, I want you to create a table that has 6 columns. The first one is the task that needs to be done. And I'm going to still explain this. The second is who is responsible for that task. So let's look at, for example, getting a customer. What happens in your business until a customer buys something from beginning to end? What is the first thing, the second thing, the third thing, the fourth thing that happens? From the moment a customer pays you money in your business, what happens in your business from the moment the customer makes the payments? What happens until the product is delivered to the customer, until the customer is served? What are the tasks that need to happen? In a restaurant, for example, the customer comes in, sits down, or is ushered to their seat. So that's the first task. In fact, the first task should be that the person at the door welcomes every customer who comes in. That's the first task. The person at the door, at the entrance, welcomes every customer. The person inside directs customers to where they can sit. 2 tasks already. The third task is the waiter comes and takes the order from the customer. Third task. The fourth task is the waiter relays the order to the kitchen. The next task is the kitchen prepares the food, right? 6th task, the kitchen alerts the waiter that food is ready, because that's an important part. If you don't include that part, what will end up happening is that the kitchen will prepare the food and the waiter will keep waiting and the customer will keep waiting. And when you ask what's going on, the waiter will say, the kitchen didn't tell me the food is ready. When you ask the kitchen will say they are not supposed to tell the waiter, that the waiter is supposed to know when to come and pick up the food. So these are the steps that you break down to understand how things flow up until the very end. So what happens between the time a customer walks into the restaurant up until they leave the restaurant as a satisfied and happy customer. So for each task, you write down the name of the person responsible or the name of the team that is responsible. Write down the time it's supposed to take, or the time, sorry, not supposed to take. I'm coming back to that. We are doing a workflow mapping. So you're not writing how things should be, how things are supposed to be in your business. That's one thing I want you to make very clear here. You are not writing down how things are supposed to be in your business. I want to say that again. You're not writing how things are supposed to be. You're supposed to be writing down how things actually are. So, preparing a meal, how long does it take? Taking a customer's order, how long does it take? All these things, how long does it actually take? If you're interested in learning more about the topics I offer when it comes to starting, building, and growing a business, this is your opportunity to join my community. It's known as the BMG. I provide extensive courses on different topics and challenges that afflict business owners, from how to optimize your profits, how to manage costs, how to boost your sales, how to develop processes, how to scale your business. There's a whole lot that I can teach you. If you want to go deeper into my content, this is your chance. Go to the link on your screen right now, jointhebmg.com.